Hello and welcome to Black Woman Things. I am Tyra and welcome back again to my channel. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about my first day doing Uber because I'm unemployed. Okay, so listen, I got a whole degree, I'm a whole veteran, the whole 9 yards, but I'm unemployed and I need monies. Okay, so I tried to go on every single last, streaming website, every single last website you could to like earn extra like cash, and every single thing said it was sold out in my business, like Instacart, DoorDash, Caviar, you name it. I tried it. They said you couldn't join, and I was like, oh my god, I'm unemployed and I can't even do the unemployment people apps. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm just doomed to be poor. Like, I'm gonna lose my apartment. Like, what the fuck? So I ended up going on Uber because everybody was like, all right, like try Uber. Like Uber is the biggest John. So I'm like, okay, I go into Uber and bruh, it worked. It worked. So I'm so excited. Okay. So I am now an Uber driver and I did my first day yesterday and I want to tell y'all about it. So I'm gonna roll my little intro. We're gonna get into it. Yes. So I'm back. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm unemployed. So I did a whole video on YouTube about how I was homeless. So I literally lost everything like last year, at the end of last year. I lost my boyfriend, my house, my car, my job, like you name it, I lost it. And I ended up moving back in with my family because obviously, where else do you go when you lose everything in like life? So once I ended up moving back in with my family, things were going great. And I ended up getting a new job. I ended up getting a new car. I ended up getting a new boyfriend. And like everything is like all on the up. So I get the new job and in working this new job, I was there for 2 weeks and I was like, this is where I'm going to retire. Like, there's no way that I'm going to do anything other than this. Like, I absolutely love these people. I love everything about it. So I literally worked at this job for 2 weeks. Do not advise. I worked at this job for 2 weeks and moved. Okay, straight up moved like 5 minutes away from this job because I was like, I'm going to retire here. I'm going to live here. Boo boo yada yada. So I moved there, and then after being at the job for like 60 days, they were like, you know what? We just don't think you're a good fit for the company. We're gonna fire you. Yup, that's it. This is your last day. And so I was like heartbroken, obviously, because I had just moved. I just bought this apartment. I just bought this car. But fear not, okay? I looked up every app, like I had said in the beginning of this, got Uber, and therefore I got into it. So my very first thing that I did on Uber was a delivery, okay? So my delivery was like 4 minutes away from my house. It was some Indian place, okay? So I go inside. The guy didn't even ask to see the app. I was just like, I'm here for person A. He was like, okay, gave me the food, got into my car. I got my Megan Thee Stallion on. I'm boo bopping. He lied to me and I'm lying to him. If it we both ain't ish. If it we both ain't ish. Like I'm jamming in the car, okay? And I have the food like in like sitting next to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like driving and it's all these sharp ass turns and I'm turning and the damn food is smacking around in the car and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, this is my first drive ever. I didn't know. I don't know what they had in this food, but it just would not level for some strange reason. So I'm sitting here like trying to like keep it upright, and I'm also like driving and trying to make sure that at this point I'm driving Miss Daisy. I got precious cargo in here, right? Because I'm trying to get a good tip and all of that. So I finally put up to the lady's spot. And I see they have a nice little table and a ring camera. So I'm like, oh, let me just sit their food down on a little Johnny John, and then I'm gonna head out. I thought that would be perfect. Tell me why the food wouldn't stay. I set the food down. I sit the food down. I'm mid turn, bruh, mid turn, and the food like topples over. I'm like, what the hell is in this food? So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it like on the door. So I start fiddling with the door, and then the lady, I guess, must have seen me struggling on a ring camera and opened up the door and was like, you can just hand it to me. And I was like, oh my god. Not you can just hand it to me, lady. I was really like trying to figure out how to like do this for you. But you know what? You got it. So I give her the food. I get back in my car and I'm like, all right, bet. I'm about to head out. And then Uber's like, show a picture of you dropping off the food. Because she said to leave it outside. And I'm like, damn it. She just grabbed the food. So then I just take my phone, take a picture of the house, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just off. So I start driving. All right, so boom. So now I'm on to my next destination. So I get to my next joint. It's some lady. She's standing outside. She hop in. Boom. We driving. She's like, oh, it's hot outside. I'm like, yup, it's hot outside. And then I'm just driving. She ain't say nothing else. And I said, you know what? 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. Immediately, expeditiously. Nothing else was said to me. I absolutely love that because, ma'am, I don't really have anything else to say to you either. Like, I'm just trying to take you to where you need to go. And literally, it was like 4 minutes down the road where she was going. So I was like, okay, bet. So then my next joint, my third joint, was actually another delivery. So by this point, I'm getting hungry. Okay. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do this next joint and probably just go home. Like, I'm making my little bucks, but like, I am hungry and like, I'm making a delivery. So I get to Chick-fil-A, AKA Jesus Chicken. And I'm there and I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get myself a little something. So once I get in line, there's like two people there, and the person's food is not like out. So I'm like, all right, bet I got time to like order myself something. So I order myself something, and then I let them know like who I'm here for. And then once I tell them who I'm here for, bro, they like Houdini. They pull up with the food from some mysterious place. Mind you, there's a whole big ass sign that says Uber Eats, like get your food. And there was no food there. So I was just expecting it to be like a minute, which is why I decided to get food. But they were like, oh no, the food was actually back here the whole time. You just didn't know. So I'm like, okay. I get the food. I'm waiting. Bruh, why did it take forever for my food to come? It took so long for my food to come that I was like, you know what? I see why they ordered it online. Like, it makes sense. Order your food to go because it's bullshit. So I was literally just going to turn around and leave because I'm like, I want to just get this person their food. But then they called my name. Like, the guy literally came up to me, was like, who are you waiting for? I was like, Tyra. And then right behind him, somebody was like, you're Tyra? I was like, yes. He's like, here's your food. I was like, thank you. Because all I got was nuggets. I wasn't trying to draw. You know what I mean? Like, I got shit to do. I'm on the clock. Okay. So I get the food. I get in my car. I'm driving to the dude's place. I'm like following the GPS, and it's telling me that the person is waiting for me outside. So I'm driving, and I'm looking, and I don't see anybody outside. And I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening here. Like, where are you? And then Uber tells me, all right, now I gotta like go back around the corner because apparently I done missed them. So I'm like, damn it, man. So I was supposed to be like 5 minutes early, but now I end up being a little bit late. So I go back now, and I'm like driving. And then I see somebody. I'm like, hey, are you person A? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, thank God. Give him his food. We out. So after the Chick-fil-A joint, I ended up getting another drive. So I'm like, okay, bet. I pull up to the drive. It's another lady, in fact. And I'm like, hey, like, just give me 1 second to pull up where you're going. I pull it up. Tell me why she's going 109 miles away. Hey, yo, 109 miles, you can kiss my black. Okay, all I can tell you is that it's a booty hole and it's brown, and you can kiss that because I'm not driving 109 miles away from my house, okay? So the lady speaks Spanish. She's on the phone. She's like, oh yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, she's not driving. And I told her, like, hey, like, where you're going is a little bit too far. Like, she's speaking Spanish. I understand Spanish. Bam. So I'm like, it's a little bit too far. I don't plan on going that far. So then the person on the phone's like, tell her to cancel it. And she's like, I think that's what she's doing now. Mind you, this is my first day in Uber. This is literally the second person that I'm picking up ever in life. I don't know how to cancel a ride. So I'm sitting here like scrolling on my phone, like, oh my God, how do I? And then the lady is like not getting out the car. She's just sitting in there. And I'm like, oh my God, she's sitting in my car. I don't know what to do. What happens if she doesn't leave? I'm going to call my mom. Like, I straight up like, don't know what to do. But luckily I was able to figure out like, okay, like how to cancel it. And the girl ends up getting out the car, and it was like, all right, cool. So then from there it was like, all right, go pick up somebody else. And then I was like scared, a little bit traumatized, because I'm like, all right, y'all just hit me pick up this girl and she was going 109 miles away. So now you want me to go pick up somebody else. I don't know about that one. So I put it in, I go, it comes up and it says that the guy is actually only going like 10 minutes away. I'm like, all right, bet. Bull gets in the car. I'm driving. Tell me why I missed a turn. And tell me why, just as soon as I missed a turn, the guy goes, you taking me home, right? I was like, yeah, bro. He's like, okay, which way you going? I'm like, I missed the turn. He's like, okay. And so like I'm driving. Then he's like directing me. And he's like, I promise you I'm taking you the right way. Because everywhere he's telling me to go is the exact opposite of where Uber is telling me to go. So at this point, I don't know if he thinks I'm trying to kidnap him or if like he's trying to kidnap me. I'm not 1,000% on what's going on. But I'm still driving. He was like, yeah, you just keep going this way. You just keep going this way. You just keep going this way. I'm just like, okay, sir. Okay, sir. So I'm driving. I eventually end up getting there, and it was good. So I dropped him off. He even was like a whole tour guide. He was telling me like, oh, this is a park you should go to if you have a dog. This is a park you should go to for this. This is this college and blah 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 blah. And I was like, wow, like, thank you, sir. Like, you are being so helpful right now. Like, I really appreciate you because I recently moved to this neighborhood. Like, I don't know where I am. I don't live in the city anymore. So I was just like, oh my God, this was so helpful. So yeah, that was my last ride of the day. So I drove for about an hour and a half and I made a whopping. How much you think I made? An hour and a half. I'm gonna give you a second. 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 How much you think I made? I did it for an hour and a half and I did 5 rides total. How much money do you think that I made doing Uber? Let me see. 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 I made $36 plus tip. That's how much money I made during Uber for the first day for an hour and a half, and I got verified in the same day as well. All I needed was my ID, my vehicle information, my registration, my driver's license, my background check, and just a picture of me. And I was on the pop and I was working, and I made $36, and I could cash it out that day for the low price of $1.25. So hey, if I needed money quickly that day, you know what I mean? Which, shoot, my phone bill is due today, so I hope it don't cut off in the middle of this phone stream. But I made nearly enough to pay it. So that was my time driving Uber for the first time ever. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to my live. It has been a minute and 10,000 years since I've been up in here, but it's so good to be back. So thank you guys so much. And until next time, make sure you like this video and share this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. Okay. All right.